What up, Silver Cuppers? It's your boy, two B's, two C's, cream cheese, aka Denver Deer, aka Bengal Tyler, for all those old school Jeff Cameron show guys. Anyways, just wanted to give you guys a real quick draft recap, maybe a little bit of a breakdown, and then, hey, let's do some predictions for the year. Hope you guys had fun. Welcome back to the Silver Cup League, baby. Here we go. As far as the draft recap, I mean, looking back, it was the latest draft in Silver Cup history. Kept pushing it back until obviously the day before. So it changed a lot of dynamics with us being able to get essentially the guys that or dodging the guys that had been injured late in the year. So it was kind of fun to see that. A quick welcome to Anchor Management. Shout out to Adam, new owner in the league, which is now, clear takeover of the Adams. Like I said, we had heavy on the Bryans early on. And clearly, the Adams are asserting their will now. So welcome to the league, Anchor. As far as the draft goes, I'd have to say that connection issues tried really hard, but I got to say the MVP goes to old age. I mean, boys, we're turning 40 now, and it was tough. That 1 minute timer was quick. It wasn't long before my text line was blowing up. Auto picks for the wrong players. Fixed what we could. I know there was some frustration. Appreciate y'all patience getting through everything. Hope everybody likes the team at least a little bit. With us having the 10th round sleeper keeper option, it was kind of nice to see some owners draft some really good values last year and then get rewarded for that the following year. So Jerry Jeudy kept, CeeDee Lamb kept, T. Higgins kept, Justin Jefferson kept, Deontay Johnson, some really, really good wide receivers off the board with just a 10th round pick. A lot of those guys would have been third or fourth rounders this year. We'll see what happens with the 10th rounders and later from this year's draft. Trey Lance, Jalen Waddle, Antonio Brown, and Devonta Smith. A couple options that may end up being good sleeper keepers, but you never really know until the year's up. I think Justin Fields was also a late pick. In terms of when the draft started, we saw the quarterbacks fly off the board early. 4 of the first 9 picks were QBs. They went in nearly every round in the draft. Owners were always sniping quarterbacks, just always getting them. Some teams look to avoid the early quarterback situation at all. Teams like J-Mac and number 8 Forever both waited until the 10th round to take their first quarterback. Teams like the Denver Deer had 2 in their first 4 picks. Some teams like the Denver Deer had planned to go back to back until those quarterbacks were taken before I even had a chance to get one of them. Anyways, we also saw teams kind of balance it out. Like Mob took one early and then another mid-range. Teams like Genesis took in the 4th and 5th round and then left it alone. So it was interesting to see how everybody treated the quarterback situation. In terms of running backs, only 6 running backs were taken in each round in those early handful of rounds. Left a lot of value on the board. Players like Chris Carson in the 4th, Antonio Gibson lasting late into the 3rd. When you kind of look at the teams, all these teams and lineups you either missed at the quarterback situation, you missed at tight end, or you missed at depth, which also means that your team is likely strong in one of those 3 areas, but lacking in one of the others. And it'll be interesting to see which teams can kind of pick their poison, but fix those holes and patch them up throughout the year. So, hey, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it a little bit. The first division, this must be the South. I've got the Mob, the Naughty Beavers, Anchor Management, and the Florida Donkeys. We'll start with the Mob. Josh Allen, the first. Jameis, mid-round pick, solid. James Robinson and Miles Sanders at running back, so 2 really good options there. At wide receiver, some star power and some depth, along with some up-and-coming potential. I see Stephon Diggs, Chase Claypool, Marquez Callaway. I like it. Squad is definitely in the A range. We'll say that. Naughty Beavers, Herbert and Stafford at quarterback. Different path. I like it. Okay. Aaron Jones, Eckler, and Mike Davis. So really, really strong at running back. Wide receiver, Julio, Jerry Jeudy. All right. Brandon Cooks. So not quite as much depth there at receiver, but super running back heavy, and all 3 of those guys could be in the top 10, really lead their team. Remember, this league has some bonus points too, so if you get those 100-yard rushing games, it can really add up on your Sunday points. Anchor Management with Patrick Mahomes and Matt Ryan. Gunslingers, Najee Harris and Kareem Hunt, solid at the running back situation. And then we've got Calvin Ridley. All right. Corey Davis. But Noah Fant, who should be a solid tight end this year. I like the team. I like it. Nice work. Good job on your draft, Anchor. Donkeys. Tommy B. Tom Brady. Baker Mayfield. Not my guys, but those are good fantasy players. Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs, solid at the running backs position, especially Jonathan Taylor. Love that. And then good receivers. Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp. Pretty solid team. Pretty solid team. Let's head over to the next division. We got J-Mac, Backwoods Dogs, Hulk, and the Denver Deer. This would be our out west division. J-Mac, he was the one that laid off the quarterback, so we got Derek Carr and Zach Wilson as the two starters. But that means he's going to be heavy elsewhere. Derrick Henry, all right. Raheem Mostert, Melvin Gordon, pretty solid at the running back situation. But let's not forget, J-Mac is Mr. Tight End. He's got Darren Waller and George Kittle. Oh, by the way, DK Metcalf and Adam Thielen. So by ignoring quarterback and loading up on tight end, he was able to really carve a different path than what most of these other teams are doing. And I like what you did, J-Mac. I mean, I hate your quarterbacks, but, we'll see. Backwoods Dogs, Russell Wilson, Big Ben, Alvin Kamara, Myles Gaskin, DeAndre Swift, loaded at running back. Probably one of the best teams in terms of the running back rooms in the whole draft. Receiver, though, that's going to be lacking, especially when you added Russ early and I got all those backs. So Allen Robinson, good. Jarvis Landry, good. I didn't really see much after that. But I really love the running back depth there. Russell Wilson definitely has championship pedigree with it. The Hulkamaniacs, brother. What's up, Adam? Love the team name this year. So he pretty much drafted all the guys right in front of me that I wanted to get, which sucked because he kept texting me about who to draft. And I'm like, I felt like I was texting myself. But Kyler Murray in the first round. Later added Jalen Hurts. Love it, love it. Those are my kind of guys. And running back, took Joe Mixon. You guys know I'm a Joe Mixon guy. Chase Edmonds, pretty solid. And then his wide receiver room, he's got a lot of talent there. Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith-Schuster. These guys all have elite high-end talent. And he's got depth across the board. Really like what you did. Excellent draft. Finally, rounding out the West Division, my Denver Deer. I got two quarterbacks early, first in the fourth round, Lamar Jackson and Ryan Tannehill. Hopefully those guys can help lead my team. Because after that, I got Ezekiel Elliott and Antonio Gibson as my running back spots. They're starters. Zeke, I'm not sure what's in the tank, but we'll see. He was falling in the draft. Running back room is pretty solid, but of course, I already started the wrong one. But Justin Jefferson, Antonio Brown, Robert Woods, Jamar Chase. Who are we kidding? It's not even that good. So I give myself a C. We'll see if the quarterbacks can lead me C plus, but not real happy with how it shook out. And if a couple guys go down, my team could be garbage. But that's why they play the games. Finally, our North Division with the Indiana boys, number 8 forever, D's Nuts, Genesis, and BTR. So number 8 forever. Also waited a while on those quarterbacks. We've got Ryan Fitzpatrick, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Deshaun Watson. So backup, benched, and Fitzpatrick. So got to be what you would think is the weakest quarterback room, but you would think as of week 1. Running backs, pretty solid. Dalvin Cook, we got to love that, his early first pick. But I also like Sony Michel and Javonte Williams out in Denver. Should be getting a lot of touches. Been taking Melvin Gordon's spot before too long. We'll see. The wide receiver room, solid. Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Lockett, all three top to bottom, really strong. So we see that kind of depth, obviously because, he waited so long at quarterback. But really, really good looking squad there. We'll kind of see what shakes out at the quarterback slot. But the other positions are definitely spot on. These nuts, something similar. I probably should have checked the numbers on that, but I see Sam Darnold and Trevor Lawrence waiting forever on those quarterbacks, which allowed him also to build elsewhere. Saquon Barkley, Chris Carson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's probably the 3 best running back squad in the league. Adding Devontae Adams, Terry McLaurin. Hey, that's pretty good. Super deep in terms of like that core, 5 guys. Definitely gonna have to look at the quarterback room and I guess the tight end position. Points have to be had at defense and all those kinds of things. But when you lock in that core, gives you a really good option for the future with the year. Genesis, Dak and Burrow, 4th and 5th round picks. First overall, like he says, he seems to always get. You saw me draw him out of the hat, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But Christian McCaffrey, love it. Damian Harris was his 10th round sleeper keeper, so made great use of that. And then focused a little bit at receiver as well. A.J. Brown, Brandon Ayuk, you guys know I love them. Those are keepers over on my Golden Squad. And then Travis Kelce. So he got quarterback, he got tight end, he got running back, and he's got some receivers. I like what you did, Genesis. Good job. BTR. I've got Aaron Rodgers and Tua. All right, so one and then Chubb, David Montgomery, CeeDee Lamb, Godwin, Pitts. I just keep saying, I'm not the biggest Nick Chubb guy, and we'll see what happens with Kyle Pitts. But for 2 points on El Kamish's quiz scale, can you name the only tight end that's had 1,000 yards in their rookie year? You didn't get it. No, Mike Ditka. So I don't see it happening this year. I think he's a good player with a lot of potential, but just rookie tight ends typically don't get over 600 or 700 yards. Maybe he can get touchdowns. I do like CeeDee Lamb and Godwin, but not sure that it's got all the star potential outside of Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers are quite the combustible situation. But we'll see. With that said, 8 out of the 12 teams get into the playoffs. So instead of talking about who's getting in, let's talk about who's not. And unfortunately, the aforementioned BTR, sorry. Denver Deer, sorry. These Nuts, sorry. And the Florida Donkeys, sorry. I went through and graded. Most of the teams here, I think, ranged from an A to a C+. I didn't even have any C minuses out there. So there really wasn't a big difference. But I just, when kind of dicing through, those are the 4 that didn't make the cut. And looking at the final 4 and the semifinals, these are the 4 teams that I like. I got number 8 versus the Mob. And I got the Hulkamaniacs versus J-Mac. I think those are going to be the top 4 teams in the league this year. I think the difference is I got in the finals number 8 beating the Mob, and then the Hulkamax beating J-Mac. So it's number 8 against the Hulkamaniacs. I got number 8 forever. What I see here is he loaded up everywhere else but quarterback. And then the quarterbacks that he did add, I'm thinking Justin Fields and Trey Lance are both going to be starters by the end of the year. There's your 2 mobile quarterbacks. Those are 2 steals. Add that in with Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Hopkins. There's your star power. Lockett and Keenan, loaded. And then a little Javonte Williams as some rookie fresh leg running back. Like what he did at the draft. And I think his team sets up well to maybe start slow, but finish strong if he can be patient with the guys. Hulkster, love the team. Absolutely love what you did. Drafted almost every guy on my draft board. But I just, in the end, felt like that the number 8 squad had a little more stronger core and a better second half positioning with Javonte Williams, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields. So there you go, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the breakdown. I'm going to go ahead and try and get this bad boy uploaded, get the games on, and get the rest of my bets in. Enjoy your Sunday, y'all. Peace.